people thought that made me gullible, so I played into the narrative. I flitted from group to group, bubbly and shallow, more concerned with fashion and shopping than war and treachery. It was an exaggeration of my normal personality, but some days the mask was harder to wear than others. Lately it had been harder still, especially when I could clearly hear the whispers that trailed in my wake. None of them were kind. It didn't help that I remained stuck here on Earth, while all of my siblings went gallivanting off across the universe. They insisted on treating me like a child. Never mind that I was an adult in my own right. I loved them to death, but they were smothering me. Every day, the thought of getting in my ship and pointing it at a distant planet grew more and more appealing. Only honor, duty, and love kept me earthbound. We'd all worried after Ada had left, and while her story had turned out for the best, I didn't want to put my brothers and sisters through another round of anxiety. Not yet. Not when everything was so unstable. So I stayed at the party, because socializing was the one thing I was good at. I mingled and laughed and ignored the barbs. And if it all felt empty and hollow, I ignored that too. House Durand was an ally, and we needed all the allies we could get while at war. I was here to strengthen that relationship. It was all I could do. For now. 2 days later, I felt like a spring that was wound too tight. My hand had healed, thanks to the regeneration gel, and I hadn't had any more accidents. But I couldn't settle. Enclosed in my private office, I paced and worried. I designed the space to be soothing, with pale green walls and antique wooden furniture, but right now it felt oppressive. After months of careful planning, everything was finally coming together, with one tiny exception. I still had to tell my sister Bianca what I'd done. I'd scheduled breakfast with her, so at least I wouldn't have to carry this anxiety all day. Not that the rest of my schedule was any better. After Bianca, I had to face one of Mother's official house brunches. One thing at a time. I tucked away my restlessness and painted on the face I showed the outside world, then smoothed a hand down my pink and blue polka dot dress. It flared around my knees and made me look young and carefree. My wardrobe tended toward bright colors as a distracting visual camouflage. I checked my smile in the hallway mirror on my way out. There was too much tension around my eyes. I blinked and tried again. Better. I didn't really look like a von Hasenberg. My 4 oldest siblings had all taken after our father, with strong features, ruddy skin, and light brown hair. Ada and I had taken after our mother, with more delicate features, golden skin, and dark brown hair. Ada had also inherited Mother's blue-gray eyes, but mine were a more common golden brown. I joked that my 5 older siblings had used up all of the good genes, a joke that hit a little too close to home considering how sick I'd been as a child. But I liked the anonymity of not being immediately recognized as a member of my house. My reflected smile turned wry. I was never anonymous. Not really. But sometimes it was nice to pretend. I continued down the short hallway to the living room. If my office was an oasis of calm, my living room was a riot of color. The walls were white, but large, colorful abstract prints adorned them. My furniture was all brightly hued. A lime green sofa, orange chair, and purple tables somehow formed a beautiful, cohesive design. The interior decorator I'd hired had earned every credit I'd paid her. This was my public face, shown even to the few friends who were close enough to get to see the inside of my suite. We were all liars, to one degree or another. Susan waited for me in the hallway outside, wearing her trademark dark suit, today paired with a pale pink shirt. "Going out, Lady Catarina?" "I am heading to breakfast with Bianca, but I want to stop by a coffee shop on the way." She inclined her head in agreement and silently fell in behind me.